Show Talk 9/11. Sometimes I throw a weird video in time travel, you know, make your mind work a little bit. I like to play every now and then. You know, before 9/11, somebody wrote a comment back to me, $1.2 trillion missing in the military. I remember it. Nobody knows where it went to. And then when Congress was trying to question them where the money went, nobody knew where it went. See, New World Order, Zionists, whatever the frig you want to call these assholes. I make it simple in my life. They're all backed by Satan. They're all worshiping Satan. These are the people they worship. They worship Satan and stuff. I call them Satan worshipers because they don't know who they're worshiping, where they're getting all that power from. You know, well, you know, power just ain't handed. Okay, Satan picks his pupils, like he picked Hitler. You know, see, you know, if Hitler had listened to his generals and stuff, he was a drug addict. He was in. That's where friggin' methadone came from, because when they ran out of opium to give Hitler, he had his scientists develop methadone. And that's where we got methadone from. You know, so I mean, he was raked. He couldn't think right. He was raked. He was delusional. You know, that's why he lost. If he had kept it together, Hitler, everybody be speaking German right now. Believe me when I tell you that. So Satan has quite a few times has tried to, you know, people, you know, you laugh, you know, some people out there laugh when I say Satan. You know, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You know, who do you think you are? You know, you're a human being, right? You don't think there were, you know, races out there in the galaxy, trillions of friggin' stars, planets just like us, that we're the only ones? Have anybody been out there visiting lately? Has anybody flown a few light years? I don't think so. So it makes you think that friggin' Satan ain't the supreme being, along with Jesus is supreme being. Oh, let's say God. There's another supreme being, you know, that threw us in this melting pot. And we're supposed to do the right thing. We're supposed to grow, and we don't. You know, this bloodline has been around for a long time. You know, Satan nurses it. What was that movie I saw? It really got me. George C. Scott played in the Catholic priest with the exorcism. And then there was another name for this movie. And then the priest jumped out the window in the original exorcism, head first. He didn't die though. And then the guy that did the part, he played on Star Trek all the time. Oh, what a friggin' actor he is, man. Talk about emotion, man. That guy can grab you. Very powerful actor. And how Satan was saying, I had to nurse every friggin' molecule and every friggin' every friggin' cell back together again to get to where he, you know who this person was. And then George C. Scott is in the jail cell with him. You know, it's kind of like the little friggin' situation I was in. Same thing. Not as intense, but, you know, it was intense. You know, when Satan came to visit me, I was in a jail cell. It's kind of ironic. I remembered that part. Now everybody knows the scene I'm talking about. You know, Satan's a very powerful entity. Very, very powerful. And don't try to mess with him out there. You know, you always ask for the Holy Spirit and the blood to cover you. Do not want to mess with evil. Yeah, I'll rebuke him and all that. People, I go along with all that. But I tried messing with him, okay? It ended up in 20 years of drug addiction, backaches, drugs, and it was a friggin' nightmare because he knew my weaknesses. And he knows your weaknesses. And that's what he preys on, your weaknesses. Some people might be lust, you know, he'll make you do something that gets you in a lot of trouble. And you'll say to yourself, I didn't mean to do it. I don't know what come over me. Like that, people. He's insidious. He sits and waits. He has all the time in the world. Time means nothing to him. Where I was in my death experience, time means nothing. Guy writes to me, on the time travel video I just did. He goes, I think you should see a psychiatrist. I like your videos. On one hand, he says something nice. On the other hand, he's telling me I'm a friggin' nut. You see what I mean? He says, he had a death experience. He had a death experience, my ass. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be so friggin' docile about it in the comment. Believe me when I tell you that. And he wouldn't put it in words that he put it like that. He just threw it out there. You just don't throw something like that out there unless saying something about your death experience. See, one thing about people that have had death experiences, okay? I ask the Holy Spirit right now to give me the right words, that they'll say something that happened, and another person that had a death experience will pick right up on it and said, okay, you did have a death experience. It's a club. Only certain people, members of it. You have to die to be a member. It's no joke. I don't joke about that stuff. And I don't say it so friggin' lightly like that guy said it. It's nothing to mess with, man. I asked him, did you go to friggin' hell? See, that should have been the first thing he should have asked. The first thing. He goes, I seen Jesus. No, he should have said I went to hell first. I saw hell. Then I saw Jesus. See, he didn't say that. I know he didn't have a death experience. Most people will see hell or go to hell, like I did. Yeah, Jesus pulled me out quick. He did. But every time I went down, I went there. And it was a teaching, more of a teaching to me, to warn all my people out there, this is no game, people. I try to tell you is right in the best way I know how. My honesty speaks for itself. That's what I don't lie about, nothing about myself. You people know everything about myself. This is no game, people. This is no game. There's a great spiritual war that's being fought right now in heaven and is on earth. The prayer, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. The kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead me not into temptation, and deliver me from evil. For thy is the kingdom and the glory forever and ever. The power in that prayer, oof. The power in that prayer, people. And just to think, it's 2,000 years old. It's no game anymore. When the spiritual war is done in heaven, when house cleaning is done in heaven, he's coming here. He's going to clean house here. When I tell you is to get right with God, get right with God. With Jesus, get right with him. Clean the sins out. Go in your closets and clean them out, people. Believe me when I tell you, clean them out. Because you want to be in the right state of mind. When that day comes, you won't fear nothing. You'll know where you're gonna go. You'll know where your kids are gonna go. You'll know where your family's gonna go. See, we can't get our kids to think of Jesus and all that. See, my son's seen all the shit I went through. And he goes, I don't want to know your God. I seen what you went through. I had enough. He goes, I don't want to know anything about your God. I said, Joey, some people go through that shit because they're closer to God. You don't see it that way. See, this is what our system has taught all our kids in the world order. It's taught our kids not to have a God. Those Columbine killings, this kid that just went in a no-gun zone, 15 miles away from Columbine. All the people there, all atheists, I guarantee there ain't no churches there. You didn't even hear one church that came by and tried to. There's no churches where those people are all rich. They don't believe in no God. You hear those kids talking? No, one of those kids, a normal reaction when something nearly kills you. Thank God I didn't die. Thank God that didn't hit me. None of them say that. None of them got on that camera and said that. And that floored me, man. Because then I knew. See, that's what they were waiting for, the New World Order. To make our people godless, clueless. You understand? So they can do whatever they want. They're causing all this friggin' shit that's happening in the economies, wasting the money, robbing the money. All right, to kill. They had to kill America because America was the most richest country in the world. Now it ain't. See, that was the final thing they had to do. They had to make America broke. All right, to be just like below all the other countries. So we cannot fight back. They took all the companies out of this country for greed. You know, I heard that senator get up and say, you know, there's no end to them. I hear the stats like 80% of the world's wealth that was made by billionaires, and like 10% was made by just regular people. They've taken the world's wealth, they've hoarded it, and they've done nothing. They'll pay the biggest price, people. Believe me, where they're going, you don't even want to see it. It's that bad. They've hoarded it. We're like the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? And insane is used. Greed, money, that was our weakness. That's our weakness. Money, greed. And nobody's willing to change it. No one's willing to take that chance. No president, no guy to get in office. See, all the wrong people get in office. All the assholes. They're going to have these people that had such a beautiful life their past 40, 50 years. You know what I mean? Like, not stained in any way because the news media would tell them a new asshole. They find this out about him, that out about him. So always the wrong asshole gets in. That's why the country's in more shit the way it's in. You know, this country deserves a guy like Obama. It really does. And Obama's will be done. Believe me when I tell you, you're all gonna pay. You're paying now. You haven't seen nothing yet, people. This little friggin' solar flare that we had, I think that's all. To me, that was done by them. They have the technology. They probably sent in 50 or 100 friggin' nukes, sent them right into the sun, and caused that friggin' explosion. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, they're that friggin' smart and they're that powerful. What do you think all this money went to? The world's wealth. What do you think they spent it on? Huh? Technology, man. Technology that you don't know the first thing about. I think they got ships, anti-grav ships. We already have them. We've had them for a long time. Friggin' weapons beyond your imagination. What do you think took down the Trade Center? Huh? I gotta stop the video. I hate stopping the video. I'm gonna just send one to Jeff Rench show, that's all. And just give it a Jeff Rench for YouTube, you know. But I got people there. I got Take Two. New World Order 2 coming up.